talk a little bit about some of the examples of branding that you go through. Once upon a time, I was an officer of a statewide organization called the Michigan School Business Officials, and we sat down and hired a company called Plante Moran to sit down and do a study for us of the K-12 districts across the entire state of Michigan. The intent of the study was really about the aspect of passing bond issues to the public and passing millages for operations and other purposes as you go through. We gave them 3 charges as you go through. Do voters want a great school to support or a mediocre school to improve? In other words, by the time it's done, do you want to sit down and say, we're okay, but we could do better with more money? Or do you want to say, we're a great school, but we need your support. We could really do an even better job than we're doing today. So it's a matter of messages that you want to be out there. How do voters perceive either as good or bad? You'll be surprised at the answer. And who do voters believe on how they should vote? It's a big deal. These 3 questions, they really help us in the aspect of a K-12 district, how to brand ourselves to the voters as you go through. Do you want to have a great school to support or mediocre school to improve? The voters want a good school to support rather than a poor school to revive as you go through. Nobody wants to sit down and help a dying institution that can't do its job right with what it has right now. Even if you're resource poor, do a good job and project to the voters, you should do a good job. How do voters perceive if a school is good or bad? This is absolutely shocking. Voters look to see the child is somewhat satisfied, number 1. They look at the school grounds. If the grounds look ugly, there's weeds, and the grass isn't green, they think the instruction inside isn't either as you go through. They look to the school office, which is their most common connection as they go through. They also look in the restrooms near the school office and the pathway to the restrooms, but the office as well as you go through. So anytime there's contact with them, it should be crisp and clean. So by the way, make certain that your groundskeepers do a good job as they go through, because they will judge the quality of the education by how it looks on the outside. They'll judge the quality of the educated inside by the office. They'll judge the quality of the entire district by the restrooms closest to the office that they're going to use as you go through. Always have a good impression as you go through. This is really interesting. Who do voters believe in how they should vote? In order of credibility, from the least to the most. The least are the politicians they voted for. They don't trust the school board. Second, they don't trust the administrators. 3, they only kind of trust the teachers. Even though they trust the teachers enough to teach them, they trust the custodians more. The most trusted employee in the K-12 district is the lowest paid. It's called the bus drivers. Seriously, what happens is the people they see are the people that sit down there. They wait at the bus stop. When their kindergartner goes off to school, the mom or dad or both sometimes are sitting there crying as their little baby, oh boy, and this bus driver, it'll be okay. They trust that bus driver because they see the bus driver every day. The bus driver makes certain that their kid is safe. They know that. They trust the bus driver, and then they trust the custodians because the custodians have nothing to win by an election. So whatever the custodians say, they don't trust everybody else out there. They trust primarily the bus drivers and the custodians. What a strange thing. Pay attention to this about branding. What message is your brand carrying as you go through? To improve a K-12 district, well-maintained laws, clean and uncluttered front office, clean restrooms, especially near the office, and athletic facilities for spectators. Now, by the way, I've gone to football games and you have to hold your nose, go use the restroom out there. That speaks rotten messages to the people that are sitting there paying your taxes to support your school. Make sure employees know all the details about a bond issue, especially the bus drivers and the custodians. On brand, pay attention. Checkout lines matter. If you got customers waiting 7 or 8 deep, you got a problem in management. You need to get new management or get the management to do the right thing. Pay attention to the pricing. Pay attention to brand name projects, organic food projects, an office campus. Have great directional signages. Don't let people get lost at your site because they'll think that's it's a poorly run place. Make sure it's convenient parking. Beauty salons, clean it by the entry and clean restrooms as you go through. The business I work with, we have clean restrooms all the time. It's a big thing. They're clean every single day. We tell everybody, we brag about it, say clean restrooms. All our clients will use them as a big deal. In a call center, a human should answer your phone instead of a chatbot. If you have to, make sure the chatbot really does answer the phone. On the website, number of clicks to find out what you want. If you have too many clicks. If you go past 3, you have a crummy website. Get somebody new to redesign it as you go through. Representative, make certain they look well, they greet people well, they help push whatever it takes to follow through as you go through, and make sure your company follows through. Branding matters. Everything matters to build your brand as you go through. Sometimes expectations by the company are not the same as their customers. Take care.